Hey everyone, it's Yergz. We are back with another video, this time talking about moving decimal points and basically compounding profits and how that can help you grow your account and what you do with it mentally when you grow your account and move on to one of the next stages. I've got a big, really big dog. The camera's fixed on the computer, but once we get the new studio, the camera will be more mobile, and you'll be able to see that I'm petting a 122-pound dog right at my left who's not leaving me. Anyway, let's get on with it and let's talk about how we can make money in the Forex and crypto trading markets. And there we are. So, first, from 250 to 2.5. Yes, we're talking about 2.5 million. There's a disclaimer. Have a look at that. And now let's get going. Really, what we're talking about is just simple mathematics. Multiply your account by 10 to move the decimal point one place. Multiply by 100 to move it two places, and by 1,000 move it three places. Well, what does that mean? Here's what we're talking about. My first account, and the one that I'm actually working off of right now, was for practice. I did not use, and there's a previous video where we talked about not having a demo account, my personal preference. I just put $250 that you see there into an account, and I worked off of that. Most of my profits were between $15 and $150 for most of the time. Once the account balance grew, then it started getting into the $200, $300, $400, and $500 range for each of the individual frequent profits from a trade. My largest profit during the 6 weeks till I made 30,000 was about $5,800. These are all rounded off, by the way. Not every trade was spot on this number. My greatest loss was about $1,400, a little bit over. And if I were to take 25% of, or I'm sorry, if I were to take 10% of that and cash out from the $250, it would be 25 bucks. That's not really relevant right now, but we're going to talk about that later when we start actually using this account and the balance of the account to pay ourselves as an actual source of continued income. If we leave all those profits in from the 15 to 150 up into the $500 plus the $5,800 profit, if we leave that in and grow the account only 10% per week for a year, you're going to end after a year with about $39,000. Now there's a pound sign by it to remind me of something, because you're going to get the attention too. You're going to say, wait, you just said that after 6 weeks, and it's in other videos and I've talked about it frequently, after my first 6 weeks of trading, I made $30,000. Why are we taking a year to make 39,000? That's not what we're talking about. If what we're talking about with 39,000, if we only grow the account 10% per week and then stop, that's the number you're going to come up with after a year. My 30,000 after 6 weeks, I grew the account, 200-300% sometimes, because that's just how many trades were successful, like the $5,800 trade, among many others. So now we build up to that $39,000 account. We started about 25,000. Maybe we got rid of the previous account, or we had a bad trade and we lost it, whatever. And I've done that. What I'm doing is preventing you from going through the same thing. So maybe we've worked up to 25,000 like I initially did, or you're going to take money out of your savings because you want to start with that number. What's the purpose of this account? It's now supplemental income. Probably not going to live off of it, although it's possible, because most of your profits are going to range from $1,500 to $15,000 per trade. Per trade. Your largest profit, and this is what I'm talking about when you just move the decimal points, Your largest profit is now going to be $580,000, more than $500,000 for one trade. Is that going to be a daily thing? No. Is that going to be a weekly thing? No. Will it be a possibility? Absolutely. Even mathematically, a likelihood. Your greatest loss will be $140,000. Again, based on how using the same risk management that we used in the previous account for $250 starting balance, your greatest loss will be $140,000. That's also going to happen. But at this point, your account balance can handle something like that. And while it might hurt, that's a house to some people. That's a year's salary to a lot of people. But it's not going to be to you. Now, based on that $25,000, if we were to take out 10%, that would be $2,500. What am I talking about there? A flat 10% off that 25,000. If we grow the account that much per week, per every 2 weeks, or per every month, that is what you would be taking out to pay yourself. And now you see how this is supplemental income. If you're growing that 10% per week, that's more than $100,000 a year. That is a full-time job. If you don't take that 10% out, then what you do is you compound the growth. And if you only grow at that 10% per week for a year, you'll end the year with almost $4 million. Not a bad hobby. So here again, that's where we just talked about before. Using that 39,000 or some amount close to, such as 25,000, to fund your next account. And maybe it's not your next account. Maybe it's mathematically or administratively the same account, but now you're using it for a different purpose. You've learned. You've been watching my videos, and don't forget to smash the like button for us. You're a member of IML or some other educational platform, and you've gained the ability to grow that 25,000. Now you're going to take that and grow that 10% every week. You're not practicing anymore. Now you're using it as supplemental income. Now you're taking the supplemental income and you've grown it to a point where you have 250,000 in your account. Now you're a professional trader, and most of your profits are going to range in the $15,000 to $150,000 range. $150,000 as a frequent profit for many of your trades. Again, proper analysis, proper everything, that will give you that amount of money. Your largest profit will be almost $6 million. Again, it's all about proportion and mathematics. That is actually a possibility. And then your largest loss will be 1.4 million. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be, when you're talking about a total end growth after a year of $39 million, that 1.4 will be a day at the office. You're not going to like it, but you'll be working that back up to 39 million in a real hurry. Now, why do both of these have an asterisk by them? Well, in all actuality, you're probably not going to see those two. Why? You're probably going to cash out before your profit hits 5.8, unless it goes up so fast, like some of the Bitcoin or Ripple trades that happen. Otherwise, you're going to be safe. You're going to be smart. You're going to be in this for a long haul and not a get rich quick scheme. And you're going to cash out probably at about a fifth of that, maybe even a smaller fraction, because it's going to be money in the bank. I've always said since I started trading, and it's stuck by me, and I stick by it. Some money is better than no money. That $5 million profit, you think you're going to hit the 5.8, can turn around real quick and become that $1.4 million loss. I've done it. We'll talk about that in another video. Your flat rate this time, if you start with a balance of $250,000, your flat rate is now $25,000. If you're growing at that 10% per week, you're cashing out $25,000 a week. That's your salary. Now, you say, where do you get that $250,000? Well, your $25,000 account. Maybe you're like me. I've got that account, but I've also got a full-time job that I haven't retired from yet. Keep banking. Keep putting that money in and let it grow. And eventually, having a $250,000 account is just going to be one of your many trading accounts. Additionally, that $2,500, your 10% that you're cashing out, that doesn't even compare to what you're now making in the profits frequently with your account that has a balance of $250,000. And finally, you've hit it. You've become a master trader. And now your account balance is at 2.5 million. Most of your profits will range between $150,000 and $1.5 million per trade. I've seen it happen. One of the guys I follow in an educational platform that I'm a member of, during what they call a go live session, it's like a big Zoom call with thousands of students following this guy. He ran 2 Bitcoin trades during the course of the hour that we were all together. By the end of the hour, he closed out both trades, 2 trades for $1 million each in less than an hour. That's why he's living on the beach in Costa Rica and not somewhere else. Your largest profit with an account like that would be $58 million. Again, we now need to realize the possible lack of realistic, because you're probably going to cash it out. You're probably not going to take or wait for a $58 million payday when it could turn into a $14 million loss. That's what you're here to try to avoid. Again, a little money is better than no money. That flat 10% is $250,000. There you go. You're done. You just paid yourself for 2 years at $125,000 a year gross. What really do you need? Now it's time to philanthropy. It's time to buy your parents. Today's Mother's Day, by the way. It's time to buy your parents' house for them. It's time to do some positive things with the money you've made. If you don't do anything with any of that money and you just keep banking and keep banking, you're going to have almost $500 million in a year. $390 million 1 year later. I don't know what to say as far as the practicality behind that, because there's just so much else you can do besides just banking and banking. You're going to get tempted. You're going to want to do something, and that's good. You should. But also, if you take it out of your trading account and put it back into your brokerage account where they're not connected, you're not going to lose it. And you're going to have that money to take from your brokerage account into your personal account when you need it. So again, you've already made 3.9 million after, say, year 2. That's how you fund your $250,000 professional trading account right there. And then that's what gets you the 390 million. I see no reason with just staying right here. Being in the $25,000 range, because taking that out every week and having a $100,000 a year job, that's where I'm at already. But then come down to here, have a $250,000 account and take that out. Take that out quarterly. Take that out monthly. Taking $25,000 out a month, that's not a bad payday either. That's more than $12,000 per pay period. That's a pretty good job. If you think this helped you, crush some trades with us. and crush the like button as well. And then we'll see you on the Soho or wherever we move to trading room floor. Till then, find us anywhere you want to be, especially YouTube. Subscribe, like the videos, share the videos. That's us. That's the Yerger Group. I'm your host, Yergz. That's Doggy, our editor. Thanks for watching, everybody. Trade safe, and we'll see you again soon.